The next type of pronoun we are going to explore is interrogative pronouns, from the word interrogate. Interrogative pronouns are used in interrogative sentences, and interrogative sentences are types of sentences we use to ask questions. So, an interrogative pronouns in those interrogative sentences are used to function either as object or subject of such sentences. We have 5 primary interrogative pronouns, and they include who, whom, whose, which, and what. How do we use interrogative pronouns? We use it as indirect questions. Most often, interrogative pronouns are used in direct questions. That is, it is representing either the person or the thing that is being asked about. In direct questions, the interrogative pronoun usually comes either at the beginning or near at the beginning of that interrogative sentence. And as a result of that, it is either acting as the subject or object, as we have said. Let's look at examples. Who is coming to the party? That's the subject. If we want to answer that, we can say Shade is coming to the party. So who there is the subject. Whom did you ask to fill in for Mr. Smith? Whom there is the what is the object, not the subject, because Mr. Smith, somebody is what is asked to fill in for Mr. Smith. You understand? Whose is this computer? That is, this computer belongs to whom? So, which will it be? $10,000 or a new sports car? That is what? That is the object of that sentence. What do you expect me to do exactly? What there is object, that is, the person is expected to do something. So it is that something that the person is asking about. An interrogative pronoun is actually easy to identify because, like we said, it is used in question sentences. So it can stand on its own in a sentence and takes the grammatical function of a noun. Remember, pronouns are words that we use instead of a noun. Other questions words, on the other hand, act as an adverb when they stand alone. For instance, how did you find me? That how is modifying the verb find. So these ones are what? These ones are adverb. When are we leaving? Time. Why did we stay? Reason. So take note of that. Now, let's talk about indirect questions, how we use interrogative pronouns in indirect questions. Interrogative pronouns can also appear within indirect questions. When this happens, they appear in the middle of the sentence. Remember, when we use it in direct questions, it appears at the beginning or near the beginning. But when we use it in indirect questions, it appears in the middle. Indirect questions are sometimes used to ask something in a more polite way. For instance, could you tell me whose these are? Could you tell me who these are? Would you mind telling me which I'm supposed to bring? Do you know what we are doing here? Other examples, she wants who to come to the party. That is, maybe she wants Bimpe to come to the party. You are going to do what in New York City? He's going to ask whom out on a date. So in such cases, emphasis is put on that interrogative pronoun. In fact, even if you read the sentences again, you will see that the interrogative pronouns is stressed, is pronounced louder. She wants who to come to the party. You are going to do what in New York City? He's going to ask whom out on a date. Another way that we use interrogative pronouns is in reported questions. Interrogative pronouns also appear in the middle of reported questions. Reported questions are often in form of declarative statements using reported speech. We also call it indirect speech. They tell us something someone else asked. Now, it is a reported speech. Somebody has asked the question in a direct manner. What is your name? You now want to report what that person said. You will say, he asked what her name was. Do you understand? So as such, they do not end in question mark. Remember, we are learning this in order to know how to correctly write in correct English, right? So when you are writing reported questions or reported speech, you do not need question mark because it is already in form of statement. For instance, she wants to know whose these are. Normally, the direct question will be, who owns this? Do you understand? So you now want to report that question. She wants to, the direct question will be, she asked, who owns this? So to be, she wants to know whose these are. He wondered which is correct. The direct question will be, he wondered, comma, which is correct? Question mark. So you now want to report it. You wonder which is correct. I asked you what we were supposed to do today. I asked you what we were supposed to do. The direct question will be, what are we supposed to do today? Question mark. She was wondering who would be coming tomorrow. They asked whom to consult in the matter. The speaker in each of the examples isn't asking an actual question, rather reporting or clarifying a question that has already been asked. So please take note of that. Other interrogative pronouns that we have include whoever, whomever, whichever, whatever, whatsoever, whosoever, whomever. So these ones are used for emphatic purpose, but they are typically used in more formal or old-fashioned English. Whoever would believe such story? Whatever could I have done to make you so angry? In a normal English that is not formal, you could have just said, what could I have done to make you so angry? Whomever did you ask to accompany you to the gala on such a notice? You could have said, whom did you ask to accompany you to the gala on such a short notice? It is not that it is wrong, but it's just in a more formal and old-fashioned way. Whichever will the gentleman choose, I wonder. The last three, whatsoever, whosoever, and whomsoever, are synonymous to whatever, whoever, and whomever. However, they are actually considered even more antiquated, that is more old-fashioned in what? In English. And so it is uncommon to actually come across it even in more formal speech or writing. We have come to the end of this lesson. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and share this video with anyone you think might be interested. And subscribe to my YouTube channel for more valuable content. Thank you and see you in the next class.